Hello guys, how are you? I hope you're doing fine. And once again, this is Sweet Escape. So, what we're going to talk about today is about this and this. Let's take a look at it. So, we've asked Filipino people about the question, is root beer an alcoholic beverage or an alcoholic drinks? Is it an intoxicating beverage? We'll find the answer. But before I'll give you the answer based on research, let's watch what is their answers. Let's watch this.
Nakakalasing ba ang root beer?
Hindi.
Bakit?
Kasi root beer.
Root beer!
May tanong ako, nakakalasing ba ang root beer?
Oo.
Bakit?
The word beer. Siguro nakakalasing.
Siguro daw.
May ka-question lang ako sa'yo. Nakakalasing ba yung root beer?
Hindi.
Bakit?
Kasi yung kwan lang naman, yung yung ugat.
Nakakalasing ba po ang root beer?
Hindi root beer yan.
Oo.
Bakit?
Iwan ko. Yan kasi lang iwan ko.
Parang alak din yun.
Which is a little bit surprising, but it's okay. It's normal about root beer. All right, now let's reveal the answer, and that is from Bergsoft Research. Is root beer alcoholic? So you might be thinking about it, if it's alcoholic or not. But here's the answer. Since root beer has two words, root and beer, the word beer in it, it's easy to assume that root beer is alcoholic, isn't it? However, most root beer actually isn't alcoholic. And being said, there are alcoholic root beers available, like roadie root beer. Let's take a deeper look why root beer is described as beer and learn about alcoholic root beer. Have you ever wondered why this beverage or this type of drink have the name beer on it? So let's take a look at the history. Root beer didn't used to be a sweet, sugary soda as we all know. Back in the 19th century, pharmacies actually marketed root beer as type of medicine that cure mild illnesses. At this point, root beer was actually brewed with root. Charles Hires, a pharmacist in Pennsylvania, commercialized the root-based drink and famously named it root beer. He was originally going to name it Root Tea, but since Pennsylvania coal miners love beer so much, he thought naming it root beer would make it sell better. And it did. Now, did root beer used to be alcoholic? Yes, of course. So root beer did used to have a very low alcohol content. Root beer actually originated from small beer. Another reason why it's named why it is. Back in medieval Europe, drinking water could be fatal since there was no public sanitation. Many people choose to hydrate with small beer instead, which had a very low alcohol content. Since the water in beer is boiled, some beer was much safer to drink than water at that time. American colonies used to brew beer with local crops, including many different kinds of roots that provide bitter flavor. Though this type of beer is very different from the root beer we know today, this is where it all started. What makes alcoholic root beer different from normal root beer? Let's take a look at and find out. At Bergsoft, they begin brewing their hard root beer just they could a traditional porter. So roadie actually started off as a flavorless porter, and it is then mixed with all natural cane root beer mix for that iconic draft root beer flavor. This technique results in a surprisingly strong 6.6% ABV, providing you with a nice buzz after a full glass of roti. So now for that answer. Okay, so there are root beer that are all really alcoholic, and there are root beer that are not. Okay, and the alcoholic root beer is one of the example is the, as they mentioned here, is the roti root beer. Maybe you are interested where we can find this. All right, so where we can find this alcoholic root beer. If you're lucky enough to be in Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, or Florida, you'll like be able to find roti root beer near you. Just use their beer finder below to find out where you can find roti in restaurants, bars, and stores in that area. So if you are looking for non-alcoholic root beer, of course it got you covered, man. So yeah, so there. But most of the root beer, most especially in Asian countries, are non-alcoholic. But yeah, for this roti root beer, that is alcoholic. All right. So it would also make you intoxicated once you drink a lot. Okay, so again, I would like to say thank you for joining me on this research. And just for shout out, we have two shout out here versus Gloria Salting, and the other one is Jet Prox Autoworks from Baguio City. So I hope to see you in the next review, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.